Good morning everyone, it's Yvonne here to do your What's Cracking reading. Excuse my just hopped out of the shower look. I woke at 3 and I was so tired I went back to sleep for a little while, and I've woken up a little bit dazed. So I thought I'll do the readings first and then I'll get on with the rest of my day. Some days. Alright. Thank you so much for following me, subscribing to me, to all your beautiful comments you put up there. I think you know how grateful I am for all of those. I think my channel's 3 years old, somewhere around this time. I'm not very good with dates. I'm shocking with birthdays, shocking with anniversaries. And I'm pretty sure it was somewhere around about this time in August. So, yeah, 3 years I've been on here. All right, let's see what's going on in your What's Cracking reading. I have nothing to really catch you up on yet, but I want to say thank you to all of you who joined me yesterday for the super chat for questions. It's a really nice little environment that we get going there, but I had to cut it short yesterday because I had a meeting with someone else. So I'm thinking of extending it though for an hour and a half, so that doesn't happen in future. Alrighty. Let's see where we're going. We're going to use the Light Seers Tarot for this reading. Okay, Seven of Pentacles coming out. What lovely energy to start the day. The Seven of Pentacles is about planting seeds and waiting for things to come to fruition. You know, I don't know what point many of you are at, if you've asked the universe for something, you've put something into motion here, because this is about manifestation, but it really is a card of being very patient and waiting very patiently. Sometimes it can sort of give that energy of feeling like it's taken forever when it comes out into a reading, but you are trying to manifest something here, and the universe is acknowledging that what you planted seeds for is growing. And it may take time, but you can trust that it is bearing fruit here. All right, so for some of you, it's some sort of new start that you've been asking for. So it may be that you want a complete change from something. Sometimes the Ace of Pentacles will come out with this new, a complete change in career, a change in job. It could be that you're looking for something more stable within a relationship. Maybe you want a relationship, but something you're putting seeds out here for and asking for in the universe is actually starting to bear this fruit. So if you have a look at it, the pentacles here, this one's just been dug up. You can see his hands. So it's like it's telling you that it's bearing fruit. It is coming and it's almost ready to pick here. Nice energy. All right, so we have the Knight of Pentacles. So this is telling a beautiful little story here, because for me, it's, planting something, waiting for it to grow, picking the seeds here that are ready to sprout. And then you've got somebody waiting to bring it in for you here. So it's almost like somebody has answered that call. They've picked up that pentacle and they're on their way to you here. So it's a beautiful little story coming through. All right, Six of Swords. Okay, this is quite interesting then after that. So either whoever's coming towards you here has moved away from something that was creating a problem from them, perhaps from being able to pick that pentacle to bring to you, or this means you're moving away from something and this is why you want a new start. The thing is with the general readings, they tend to flip-flop between people, they flip-flop between energies, so we sort of just pick them up. One thing that is beautiful though is I love that the astrology people, the people who are really knowledgeable about astrology, will write on my page, and if you have a look out for them, very often they will show me how my reading with the general energies has picked up the astrological energy. So that sort of for me makes me feel in some way really validated with the readings, because the energies I'm picking up are the energies that are there. So that's pretty awesome. Okay, so the Six of Swords talks about moving away from something that has been creating a great deal of unrest into a time where things are more calm. And in the original tarot, she has the swords in the boat. Of course, they're represented by crows or ravens here. two very distinctly different birds, but people get them confused. And in this particular boat, she carries swords, sort of showing that somehow or another she's learned something on her journey and she's bringing what she's learned with her. But what she's moving away from is like really rough waters. A lot of pentacles in this reading. So maybe for some of you it's moving away from a job or a career that really wasn't satisfying you and picking up something brand new. Now, the Six of Pentacles very much reflects the energy for me of the universe working with you here. So it's sort of the energy that's coming through is you need to let go of something in order to move forward and take what is here for you, because the universe is putting something together here for you. And it's like you're being asked to move away from something in order to move towards what you've asked for. So there's almost like this reciprocal deal here with the universe. It's like you need to let go of something because we have something better waiting for you here. You've asked for this. We've worked with you because you've done what you needed to do. It's here and ready to take. But in order to take it, you've got to leave something else behind. Now, the Hanging Man, I was going to call that the Hierophant then. The Hanging Man is a card of seeing things from a very different perspective. So what we're seeing here is you've seen something in a very different way. Now, I guess we've all had those moments, those epiphany moments, those wake-up calls where we've seen something time and time again, but one day we look at it and we think, wow, that is just so different. Or somebody may say something that changes everything. The biggest epiphany moment I've probably had in, I don't know how long, was several months ago when I learned that love was a feeling you create yourself. So it's sort of, it never really came to me that way before, but it sort of changed the perspective for me on what love was, because most of us sort of grow up thinking that in order to be who we are and to get what we need, somebody else needs to love us. When you self-love, you realize you make that feeling yourself. You choose that feeling. You may not choose it in a conscious way, but you choose to nurture it and you choose to use it. So it's just as easy to walk away from if you don't want it anymore. But the fact that it's a feeling that we create within ourselves blew me away, because I never thought of love being that way. So it sort of really shocked me. And I feel like this is that Hanged Man moment. It's like something is going to be shown to you that is going to help you move away from maybe an old way of thinking or an old way of doing things. But it also, for many of you, can mean walking away from something like a relationship or a job. Whatever it is here, you're seeing things for what they are and you're choosing to move away from it. You're letting go of the energy that's kept you trapped, that may have been very difficult, very heavy, or no longer wanted. And you're choosing to go after something new here. So this is quite interesting energy. There we go. See, death of the old. Beautiful. Unless you're going after a Scorpio. But there is an energy here of needing to let go of everything as you know it. That's what you're doing with that Hanged Man energy. So there is a feeling here that you are completely releasing something in order to bring the new thing that you've got, that you've learned, that you've understood with you. Okay, so we have a Page of Cups coming through with the Strength card here and an Ace of Cups. So for some of you, this definitely looks like new love to me. There is an offer here coming in, and I feel like maybe this is what's shifting your energy. Maybe you're starting to understand something at a much deeper level. Okay, all right. So I feel somehow or another here with the Strength card, there is work that has been done. Maybe you've been doing very deep work on your own, because there's something you're understanding now with that Hanged Man that you were not seeing before. Just to give you an example, you know, when we go into a job, a friend of mine rang me the other day, and I know her through work. I managed her. I managed for many years, and I still have a lot of people who stayed in contact with me, and thank you for that. But she rang me and said she wanted to move on to another job, that the job she was doing was very, very difficult. And she'd been doing it for over a year, but it was very, very taxing, and she felt she needed to move on. And the one thing she said to me, which I think is incredibly sad that we think this way, was I've only been there for 12 months. Because we all have this concept that when you get into a job, that you should be there for the rest of your life. It's a very old-fashioned concept, and it probably worked extremely well when we were living in really tight-knit communities. It probably did work extremely well, but in this day and age, I think the average time for a job is like 1 to 2 years. It's not very long at all, because as human beings now, we get dissatisfied, we get bored, and that's okay. If you feel that you need to move on, there is no judgment here. But the community still judges you for that. That is a limitation. If you're staying in that energy, it's a limitation and you need to let it go. Why would you stay there if you were that unhappy? So I feel that this is what's happening here. It's like you are seeing something in a very different way. You are choosing to move on. You've understood that why you've been there. You've realized the lessons you had to learn, and that's awesome. And you're going to take those with you. But something here is coming through, some sort of offer that you're getting. So maybe it's somebody else has seen your potential, or somebody has seen what you have to offer and they want you. And perhaps you've been in another situation for a long time where you haven't felt wanted or needed. And maybe now that has changed the way you think about things. All right, there is an offer here. You know, I see the Page of Pentacles and I see a gift from the universe. And now I've looked at that little mini read at the beginning. I think this seed is so big now, isn't it? After we saw it taken and we saw it in the man's hands where it was small. Look at the size of it now. So there's a real energy here that something is growing. Something is growing whether you're feeding it or not. So whether it's the potential of a new job or a new relationship or new love, you're not having to put in, it's still growing. So something is about to be offered to you here that will change the way you see things, but will also give the opportunity for you to move on and find something much better. All right, so we have the Hermit card. I understand the energy completely in this reading. The Nine of Swords, I understand. Seven of Cups, beautiful. You know, the Seven of Cups could definitely be about confusion here, but I feel like it's more about the illusion. The illusion that I've just been speaking about. This idea that, you know, you've committed to something so you have to stick with it. Even contracts are broken. You know, you start to realize that perhaps you can withdraw what you have for somebody else. Perhaps you can withdraw from a job if it's not providing you with what you feel that it needs to. All of those things are possible. If you feel limited in doing that, then there's the problem lies with you, nothing else. It's not anything else. You know, you sometimes hear people say, I can't leave a relationship. I wouldn't be able to manage financially. So many people do it and so many people do. But it's a limited belief that you can't provide that for yourself. If you are in a job and you're scared if you leave that job that you won't find another job, again, that is a limitation you have within yourself. And you can always, that one's the easiest one to do because you can find another job while you're still there. But whatever it is for you, whatever this is sort of resounding with, whatever it's sort of echoing within you, something is holding you back here and you are holding on to it and it's an illusion. And I see the Nine of Swords and I think, are you willing to sit in this energy of sadness and frustration and anger and misery, making everybody else around you feel sad because you feel so limited by this? When all you have to do is go inside yourself and make the choice, because the universe is here with it for you. It's like saying, here it is, it's right in front of you. But the Hermit tells me that there is a need for you to go inside and understand how this limited belief, this illusion, is holding you back from having the life you want. Now, I have people sometimes say to me, I don't know what that is. And then the Hermit card, that's why I was saying I get it. Because sometimes we have to go into that Hermit energy to really understand what it is that's holding us back. So if there's something sitting in front of you, you want to do it, might be a new course. You might be in a job that's really mundane and you might want to become, for years, all I ever wanted to be was a forensic person, crime study, all that side of things really appealed to me. But then I've done a lot in my lifetime, and I have swapped and changed, and I do have all these, things that I've earned along the way. Do they satisfy me? No, because once I've learned, I move on. So I don't always find that things are satisfying long term. And I feel like here with this Hermit card, maybe you're not really sure what is holding you back. So, this is the time to take time out and ask yourself, what is holding me back? Because if it's fear, which I see with the Nine of Swords here, then the only way to overcome your fears is to do things. All of you know that facing your fear is how the fear goes. The fear is not strong anymore if you stand up against it, because it's a limitation. Where did it come from? Ask yourself. Go into the Hermit energy and ask yourself, why am I scared of this? Where do I want to go? Where do I want to be? Can I take that leap? What does it mean for me? And don't be saying things like I can't afford it, or, I won't be able to do that, or I don't have the skills, or whatever else. Work at it. Work at those things. Chip it away until you have built something substantial that you can follow. Because everything here is saying to me, it's all in front of you. It's all in front of you. All right, so we have the Five of Wands, quite interestingly here, the Queen of Pentacles and the Four of Swords. Okay, so there are people here who are listening to me that are in a bind about making some sort of decision to move forward here. If I was doing a personal reading at this point, I would certainly be saying to people, let's break it down. Let's have a look at what it is about your situation that you fear that you can't do. Because with the Four of Swords, it is about taking time out. We have the Hermit and the Four of Swords with the Nine of Swords. And to me, that sort of denotes quite high anxiety about how to face something. And the Five of Wands tells me that you're going backwards and forwards in your own mind, asking yourself how you can do this. It's like any other problem. Even if you were talking to a child, you would ask them to break down the problem into little steps and work at it at little steps. And we know that some of the big programs, like things like Alcoholics Anonymous, all work on a step program. So if you're unsure, get yourself a whiteboard and start writing down what things do you need to do to achieve your goals, and then work through them. Because something here is holding you back, and it's nothing solid. It's a limitation. It's a mind mess. It's something here that is keeping you really trapped in some sort of energy here, and you don't feel that you can escape from it. I love how this one has the heart though. Because this could be just talking about personal growth, although I feel like for some of you there's something much deeper going on here. But I feel too that these last couple of weeks, with the energies we've been going through, that some of this stuff is really bubbling to the surface here. And it's sitting on the top, waiting to be addressed. Because the Queen of Pentacles in the middle of the reading here is really saying to you, you need to take on this energy of feeling confident about what you can do and what you can't do. Understanding what you have in your hand here. And you only have to look at her face to get the energy of how this feels to accomplish something, to take something, to grab something with both hands. All right, we have the Seven of Wands coming through. Look, give up the fight and learn the truth. Such an easy one there. Seven of Wands. Ace of Swords. Stop fighting. See things for what they are. This is the truth. So if this is about you and you don't think that you've got the capacity here, then you need to see yourself differently. You need to go inside and take on this energy and have a good look at yourself to see who you actually are, who you truly are. But this is about putting a fight down. You don't have to fight. You don't have to fight against things. You don't have to fight for things. You just have to be who you need to be. And you know I love the Ace of Swords. Always gets my energy going. And there's the heart that I just pointed out here. Okay, let's talk about the Three of Swords. Because I feel like for some of you, you may possibly here be trying to move away from a relationship. You might have like got to the point in your relationship where it is not bringing you any joy at all anymore. For some of you, the offer may have been for new love, but you're still stuck in something here that's creating a great deal of pain for you, but yet you do it. You still do it. You still allow those swords to sit in your heart. So it's like you are so accustomed to the pain that you can't see beyond that. So what is this limitation here? What is the limitation? Nobody will love me again. I have to rebuild. Life won't be the same. Look what I have here. I feel ungrateful. All this energy coming through here. But yet, you're choosing to take the pain. So whatever it is for you here, you're keeping yourself trapped in an illusion. Maybe you would have lots of choice if you moved on. All right, so we have the Seven of Pentacles coming through. So something you've asked for is growing. We see it as a small seed here that somebody's picked, and now it is being presented to you here. And I feel this is coming from the universe. So I feel like you've created something here. Whatever you asked for is right in front of you. But in order to accept it, you've got to leave some way of thinking, believing behind. Because the universe is saying, we've done this together, you and I. We have brought this together for you. Everything you want is here. Here it is. All you've got to do is let go of something. You just have to see it in a very different way. It's time to change your thinking, because there is some sort of offer coming in for you here that is going to be life-changing. And what's in the cup? For some of you, it could be new love. For others of you, it could be some sort of creative endeavor. For some of you, it could be starting your own business and walking away from a job. But it's here and it's being given to you. So we have like the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Swords in this reading. So there's definitely a truth about loving yourself here, 100% with this heart. Loving yourself more than loving the things that you think you should be loving. This is creating that feeling of love for yourself inside. We have the Knight of Wands coming out on that, and the Nine of Cups. I don't need to. Somebody is about to offer you a dream here. Somebody here is going to offer you something that's going to help your dreams come true. So maybe you're being offered the career of a lifetime, the job of a lifetime. Maybe you're being offered love when you haven't felt love for such a long time. So, whatever this is here, is coming in very quickly with this Knight of Wands. There's fast movement here, lots of passion. So you need to be ready. You need to be ready to let go. Let go of whatever it is that's holding you back here. Something is holding you back from creating your dream. And the universe is working with you on this. They want you to find the dream. They want you to leave behind your limitations. They want you to understand how powerful you are, how beautiful you are, how much you mean to them. But you've got to mean it to yourself. Okay, interesting. Because we have the card of clean it up. Getting to the core of a situation, freedom from a burden, cleaning house, sweeping away what is no longer needed. The Oracle's message here says, ever feel so bogged down with emotional gunk that you can't think straight? Could you be surrounded by physical clutter in your home also? Too much work, overwhelmed, time to clean house. Every item out of place natters away at you. Every unresolved resentment, every comparison to others that leads to a sense of lack, takes up energetic space. Every unpaid bill just adds to an unnecessary feeling of being overwhelmed. Now is the time to free yourself by energetically cleaning house. Just do it. Make room for the miracles that are lining up for you. Never a truer word spoken. Thank you.